Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Matters Go. Today I'm going to be expressing my opinions on culture. I personally think culture is a dangerous thing because there are 7 billion people on the planet currently, rough estimation. I haven't met every person on the planet or anything, and there are so many different ethnicities and there are so many different ways of living, and we all live together like this country, Australia. We have everything from Sudanese people to full-on Scottish people. We have people who are from Jamaica all the way through to England. We have such a mixed culture, and everyone's worried about their culture and holding on to things that don't really matter. My honest opinion, I don't give a shit about my culture. I give a shit about me currently now and my people and my family. Look, I have Aboriginal heritage, but the fact of the matter is that culture's basically dead. It's gone, it's erased, no one gives a shit about it, not even Aboriginal people. I work in an Aboriginal aged care community elder service, whatever you want to call it thing, right? I work with Aboriginal elders. Most of them are either Catholic, Christian or atheist. None of them talk about the dream time, none of them talk about all the stories and the lessons and the serpent going through the sky, dropping the stars and moving the constellations around and giving us an understanding on why we should respect each other and the earth. That is all for the most part gone. Unless you go to somewhere like Darwin, you're not really going to see real Aboriginal culture. You think that, I work in an Aboriginal facility, oh yeah, you must cook kangaroo. No, they're not going to eat it. They want beef. They want beef stew. They want English, British dishes. For the most part, Australian culture is dead. We have a hybrid of American, British and Scottish. That is the main, mainstream white culture in our country. It's not our own culture. Was beer invented here? No. The traditional owners of this land, if you want to call it that. I do that because some people get offended by it. Fuck yeah, deal with it. Black people were here first. Deal with it, you fucking crackers. Anyway, they don't realise that the people who were here in this country first, their bodies aren't designed to take in alcohol. If you want to be full Australiana, eat some fucking damper, play the didgeridoo, throw a fucking boomerang or something. That's Aussie, but if you talk to most Aussies on the street, they're going to talk about VB and chucking a sickie and waving the Aussie flag, which is mostly the fucking British flag. It's a massive Union Jacks with a bunch of crappy stars on it. Not really that Australian. When I think Australian, I think of a bloody black guy playing the didgeridoo, having some damper and fucking hunting a kangaroo with a boomerang. That's Australia, but that culture is dead. So really in our country, we don't have our own identity. We have a hybrid, and most of it is American, British, Scottish, and a little bit of German. There's mostly those cultures are what are here now. And, in America, Australia and shit like that, there was this big uproar when people started noticing Islamic people, since 9/11. Anyway, and they get all upset about the hijab. Oh, why are they wearing the hijab? They shouldn't wear the hijab. Ban the hijab. And they're talking about a very specific type of hijab. The hijab they're talking about is the one that covers the whole face completely. I understand that within our society, and because we for the most part use commerce and commercialism to, sustain ourselves, wearing something that is similar to a balaclava can be bad because it hides identity and stuff like that. But what is your problem with the hijab, which just basically frames the face? And they always have a problem with the way they dress. Oh, these people come from other countries and dress in a different way. As far as I'm concerned, you're jealous because your culture is completely eroded. That's what these people are actually getting upset about. They're not upset about 9/11 anymore. No one even really knows what went down at 9/11. Most people don't even have all the facts about that. They just go, oh, it was Muslims. Like a bunch of bloody retarded idiots who are just getting fed bullshit by the media and don't even realise it. The culture is dead. Culture is finished. Culture's been diluted. Even those really strong cultures, the ones that have survived hundreds of years and still have mostly their original, influences, are still being corrupted. You'll find Islamic people and people, a part of that culture who, even though a part of their culture isn't eating pork and especially, not being haram, they're still doing that. They're still eating bacon and objectifying women, which is actually haram, which is the Arabic word for sinful rather. But, all cultures are diluted, but we still get all caught up, oh, what about Australia Day? Oh, we got to fucking celebrate Australia Day. Can't we just get on with working? I mean, in my mind, that's celebrating Australia Day. The freedom to have a job and have money and have luxuries. That's Australia Day. Not sitting outside having a barbecue, which I don't understand. How did that become Australiana? I mean, if you want to be Australiana, dig a hole in the ground and put a fire there. Don't get this European-made bit of metal piece of shit and then burn some sausages on it. I'm going to be honest, I'm Aussie, not a huge fan of fucking beer. I hate barbies. I hate barbecues. I work in hospitality, so I understand that basically barbecuing is just slaughtering the food. I've got a really nice beef sausage. Would you like some charcoal with that? No, that's why I don't like barbecues. It's the fucking worst way to cook. We live in a first world country where we can gas stoves, range hoods, we have everything. All the amenities that you have in first world countries, we have them. But to celebrate, we have a barbecue. We sit outside in the blistering heat, eating charcoal food and drinking cheap, crappy VB. Worst drink. And Foster's isn't that great either. If that's all you know about Australia, shrimp on the barbie and Foster's, my God, you need to come down here and see what's actually going on. I'm telling you, we're mostly European down here. That's the fact. Our culture is European. I mean, you know, there's a strong prejudice towards Asian people. They keep going on about this Asian invasion. Their culture's going to take over. It's going to get rid of our culture. Here's a little bit of fact for you. Our culture died a long time ago. When those people, the settlers, came and they attacked all the original Australians, the culture died right about then. That's when it became basically Britain Mark II. That's what this country is. And America, you don't even have a culture of your own. You think you have a culture. You have a hybrid of European and Asian cultures. That's the fact of the matter. I mean, what's more Asian than fireworks? What do Asian people, you know, people predominantly from China do for their New Year's? They let off fireworks. We all do that. It has nothing to do with culture, but we all say it's an important thing that we have to do to celebrate. You know, it's tradition. No, it's not. It's not your tradition. It's not my tradition. We're not Asian. And if you are Asian, you totally agree with me right now. I mean, Jesus Christ, worrying about culture, it's already gone. It's done. All cultures have been diluted, and if we could just use our brains a little, and you know, some people are asking for world peace, get rid of culture. How about we all just get the fuck along? You want to wear a hijab? Go ahead. You want to walk around with no shirt on? Well, you look like a twat. Go ahead. You want to walk around in your bloody wooden shoes? That's fine. But no, we get all caught up on Australia Day. You have to be Australiana, which is actually just British culture. I mean, what's more British than having a lager? See, it even works with the accent. Say lager like an Aussie. Sounds wrong. Lager. Yes, chap. It fucking works. It's British culture. Don't shit on my fucking biscuit and call it gravy. Christ almighty. Our culture's going Asian invasion. I hope the Asians take over, because our Australian culture, as far as I'm concerned, promotes laziness and alcoholism. It's drinking and taking off every public holiday. I don't go with that tradition. I go with the tradition of have a few, go to work, make some real good money. Double pay and a half, bitch. Jesus, culture. Fuck culture. Be yourself. Nothing more boring than just following what your ancestors did. Do what you want to do, and within reason. I don't want people to skew that and then say, well, I'm going to go around and beat the fuck out of people. You know what? You're a wanker. Fuck you. Now you know why I don't like going outside. People whinging about shit and they don't even know. Oh, my culture's getting taken over. Your culture is a hybrid of 6 different nationalities. Shut the fuck up. Christ. It makes me so angry. I'm going to light this bitch, have a token, do a freeze frame, and then say mad as a goat.